Let's begin.
What's up team? So this is the first video for me, this is my first experience of climbing and I'm just going to take it so you can introduce it.
Hey YouTube, so I'm Rick, we're here at the climbing lab in Leeds today and we're going to get Danielle to give bouldering a go. So bouldering is slightly different than some other forms of climbing that you might see. So anything with a rope is usually sport climbing or lead climbing. And that's very different from what we're doing today, which is bouldering, which doesn't need a rope. You might see the whole floor is a crash mat. So if, heaven forbid, we do fall off, we shouldn't hurt ourselves. Because we don't have a rope and the nature of bouldering, it's a lot more intense than climbing. Climbing is more like stamina, so it works your forearms a lot, it's about ruthless efficiency, whereas bouldering can be more cognitive. We're trying to figure out how to get from position A to position B, using the holds that are available to us. So it's a lot more of a mental task, and it's usually a bit more physically demanding, so it's more strength based, and you can only do it for a short while. Okay, so a couple of tips. Beginners will always make the same mistakes in climbing, or in any sport to be fair. The most common mistake that a lot of people make when they're bouldering is they feel like they want to pull themselves up the wall. They feel like everything's in your arms, right? So they'll come on here and they'll pull themselves up with their arms like this. Their arms will always be bent. Now what's going to be easier? To pull myself up or to stand up? Stand up, right? Your legs are always going to be much stronger than your arms. So where possible, climb with your feet. Now that's something, when I first started climbing, I got accused of climbing like a boy. That's what some girl told me. Because I climbed like a monkey. I climbed with my arms, pulling myself up. Good technique is feet. Climb with your feet. So like there's girls, for example, who I see climb, who can't do many pull-ups, like 1 or 2 pull-ups. And they are much better climbers than I am. Much better because of just their technique. So first thing to remember, climb with your feet. Second thing to remember, hips into the wall as much as possible. Okay? Because if my hips are here, first of all, I'm having to hold on more with my arms and my hands. And secondly, my weight is not going through my feet as much as it could be. So hips into the wall where possible. Use your feet as much as possible. And then the other technique, again, kind of comes back to this notion of arms being bent. So a lot of people want to pull in with their arms, they want to hold themselves into the wall with their arms, but 10 seconds, your biceps are going to gas. Yeah? So actually, you want to try and keep your arms as straight as possible for a lot of the time you're climbing, and you want to use your hips. So for example, if I'm here, and I want to get this next purple hold, right? What a lot of beginners will do is they'll pull themselves up with their arms and then they'll try and reach here, like that. Again, it's loading your arms, they're going to get tired in probably half an hour for the first time you go. So what you could do, instead of pulling myself in and reaching, I can come here, this arm is straight. My weight's in my feet, this arm is straight, so that's no effort. I could stay here all day, so that's no effort. And all I have to do is turn my hip over and reach with a straight arm again. Now I've made that hold, this arm is straight, my weight's just sinking in, it's no effort, easy, nice and efficient. Yeah, so then, same thing again. I can pull up like that, and that's tiring. So straight arms where possible. And I'm just climbing on any old holds here, just so you can get the idea. Always try and climb down if you can, because it just keeps you working your system, keeps you standing up, and also it's safer than just bailing off, but should you need to bail you can. Okay, so we'll just warm up. So to start with, I want you to start on this far side, and I'm literally just going to go in a circle around. So you can use any holds that you want. Any old hold, doesn't matter where you put your feet, doesn't matter where you put your hands. That's it, yeah. So you try to keep as much weight through your feet as possible. keep your hips in, and that reduces the load on your forearms and knees. Nice, already flagging there, some nice advanced techniques coming out, I like it. Pressing out. Yeah, don't worry too much, just try and get a nice natural flow for now. Just trying to get loose, get warm, get used to being on the wall. Nice. Already I can see you've got nice technique with your feet. So that is another point which I mentioned to you earlier, but not on camera. You always want the weight to go through sort of your big toe and that highly strengthened area of your foot. That's why the climbing shoes can squidge your foot together to a point. See, and now you get a little glimpse as to why there's a sort of a cognitive aspect to it.
Yeah.
Because you can even spend 5 minutes sitting and staring at a problem and thinking, right, how am I going to do it? Blah, 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 blah. And the second you jump on the wall, it all goes out your mind anyway, and then you have to just try and figure it out on the fly. So it's good. So you got quite a nice feel for it now. So let's head round into the wall properly. The green and the orange. Yep, so just get a little bit of chalk in hands. So we'll start with a really nice easy one. Start with this green, so I'll do it, and then you can finish. So you'll see here that not only do you have the colours of climb, you have coloured discs as well. So if you look at the green ones, it has a range of difficulties. It's basically each colour stamps 3 grades, and then the little plastic discs tell you if that's the easier, the middle, or the most difficult of that range. So this is a green, and this is a green. So it's the easiest route in the whole place, basically. So you will be following these green sequence of holds. Now it is entirely up to you in what order you use them, whether you skip bits out. For example, I'm quite tall and I have a lot of power in my back. So I can pretty much just dyno and skip out half the holds. But if I were a 5-foot lass, I probably couldn't, but I could climb it just as well, but in a different way. And that's one of the beautiful things about bouldering, is everybody approaches a climb differently. You work with what you've got. For example, I have super flexible hips, so I can just use stupid beaters on my arms, which you couldn't. So, let's go. So we start where the discs are, which on this route is here. We get into a stupid position. That's it. Okay? So, simple. So, after you. This is super easy, we'll definitely be able to do it. So, we start here. Yep. So, if you think about it at this level, you're pretty much going to be going like a ladder. It's usually going to be right, left, right, left, right, left. Nice. Okay, so now you have to get your left hand out here. Okay, now step up and reach with your right hand for the next hold. There you go, nice. Now get your left foot on. And now left hand up. There you go. Okay, now I would get your right foot up. And then step your left foot onto here. So remember what I said about climbing with your feet? So you now really you should be able to just stand there all day, right? You just basically stood on your feet. Okay, so now you want your left hand on the one in front of your face. And you see where that little divot is for your thumb? Yeah, that's it. So that's what we call an undercling, because you're grabbing it underneath. And now, keeping your hips in, reach your right hand up. Fantastic. And then to finish the climb, you have to touch the last hold with both hands for 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and you're done. And a little pull-up just to show off. I like it. See, and this is the interesting thing about when you get someone who is physically able but has never climbed before. You know, she might struggle initially, but then she can just bang out a few pull-ups at the top. So it's always interesting going with personal trainers, people who have a good physical underpinning but no technique, because as soon as they start to get the technique, they make massive progress. And look at that, she climbed all the way back down as well. Fantastic. Good work. Your forearms in half an hour, your forearms will not be happy. Or they'll be very happy, whichever way they go. Okay, so that was an easy green. So that's basically the easiest route in the place. So let's see what we can move on to now. Let's try this one. Okay, yeah, so you'll see this one is quite overhanging. So usually they'll range up to 45-degree overhang. Sometimes even more. You get cave sections where you are literally completely on your back, and I quite like those. The opposite to a very overhanging problem would be a slab. And that's where the face of the rock will lean away from you, and they tend to be much smaller holds because obviously you're not upside down, so you can put a lot more weight through your feet. So some slab problems around there we'll move on to. We'll try this one first. So before I climb, the first thing I'm going to do is just have a quick look at it, and just figure out in my head. Usually we try and, what I like to do is go from the last hold and work back. So if I know that that last hold is there, the one before it is to the right. So I'm immediately thinking that needs to be for my right hand. Yeah? So I'm probably going to finish on my left, so that needs to be for my right hand. So it's in all likelihood, that's my left hand, that's my right hand, that's my left hand, that's my right hand, left, right. So then you can work out the route in your head before you do it again. Okay, so you see, try and keep my arms straight, just turn my hips kind of thing. One, two, three. And yeah, that was a lanky beater. So, oh yeah, I should have explained that. Beater is the term for the best route. So when the person who put these holds on, the route setter, made the route, you'll have had a beater in his head about the way you do it. Now because this is quite an easy route, I'm quite tall and long, I skipped this out, I didn't do it necessarily in the correct beater, but like I say, that's the beauty of bouldering. So, a bit of chalk. So just take your time, don't rush, secure your feet, and keep your arms nice and straight and efficient. Yep, so hands start where the legs start. Yep. Okay, so now, no, so go with your right foot and then I would get your right foot to here. So switch your feet, put your left foot where your right foot is. And then your right foot there, and go with your left hand to this. Left hand, that's your right hand. There you go, nice. Now right hand, if you can. There you go, now pop your foot up to here, left foot to here. Nice. Now left hand up. Yeah, that's it. Left hand up. Really good. Now right hand up, and remember, keep your arms straight. Go on. Nice. Now work your feet up. You've got a left foot here. Nice. Now left hand across. Oh, hold it. Now you've got your left foot up again by your left knee. There's a big green hole. Okay, right foot up first, then left foot up now. This is right hand up. Right hand up now. Just lock into your left arm. Trust your left arm. There you go, brilliant. Now left foot up, stand up and go for the last hold with your left hand. Go on, both hands on it. 3, 2, 1. Fantastic. That was really good because that was very overhanging. Yeah, it's okay. So just use any holds you want to come back down. So put both your hands where your right hand is. There you go. And now bring your left hand down to the big one by your shoulder. And now put your right hand on that as well. Use anything for your feet. There you go. And now just dangle and jump. It's fine. Yeah, it's that's the interesting thing. You look at it and it's like it's only 12 foot in the air and I've got a huge crash mat, so it doesn't feel scary. But when you're up there and your hands are shaking and you're running low on energy, the lactic acid is pumping, then yeah, it starts to get a little bit more scary. It's tough. Right, let's try a step up in difficulty. We've got an orange one now. So looking here, these are the 2 start holds. I'm guessing that's going to be.
Whoa.
Say hello to the camera.
Hello.
How old is Levi?
3.
Yeah, love you.